Welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I'm joined by
Jason
and Kelly, or not Kelly.
Erik.
You know that you're half dwarf, right?
What if I'm the Brad Pitt of dwarf kind?
Kelly, his wife, fucked it a lot.
What's up, guys? It's Steve. I had hair when I was younger.
Like, watch this, guys. I'm gonna totally make them do it. That was weird. Did you?
What? I did hear that. Erik was very garbled. What's up, guys? It's Steve with Hab Gaming, and welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I'm joined by hopefully Erik.
And Kelly.
All right. Erik came through Kelly's mic, but we could hear him a little bit. This week we watched School of Rock, directed by Richard Linklater and written by Mike White, starring Jack Black, Mike White, and Joan Cusack. IMDb synopsis: after being kicked out of his rock band, Dewey Finn becomes a substitute teacher of an uptight elementary private school, only to try to turn his class into a rock band. So what'd you guys think?
I think it's. I haven't seen it in a couple. I don't know. Been longer than a couple of years, and it seemed like it was a little slow. But like once they got like into actually playing and everything, I just think it's pretty cute that he was like, even though he was doing it for selfish reasons, he was like pushing them to do their own special talents. And
Yeah,
I think it's kind of cute.
yeah, and I think like it builds further into the thing where he's like, you know, oh shit, yeah, I can hear you. He's like, oh shit, these kids, you know, they can play a little bit, and then later on he realizes, oh, they're actually enjoying it, and I'm enjoying teaching these kids. So, where, like you said, it was very, you know, it was selfish in the beginning, and then he kind of turns to like, actually, I like doing this, you know, and these kids seem to enjoy it. They need something, some kind of outlet like this. So, it's good. I like this movie. I've watched it many times. I like Jack Black though, so
Yeah.
I'll watch damn near anything with that fucker in it. So
Yeah, Jack Black is a real character.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. What'd you think, Erik?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
Just every time you say that.
No worries.
Just wanna make sure.
No worries. I know last time you were in there, and then it just fucked up, and then you'd come back a little bit, and then fuck up, and I was like, okay. So no worries.
Well, I tried changing some rates or whatever, and then I couldn't hear anything, and I'm like, I don't even know if this is working. So, I mean, I like this movie a lot. I thought it was good. It was nice to see him go from being like a selfish dildo,
Yeah.
to, you know, somebody who's like, well, let's do the kids song, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because, well, and then it was also nice to see his roommate be like, you know what, lady, get the fuck out of here.
Well, it was more. I mean, it was more like, you know what, this is actually really cool. Let's go fucking do this thing. If you don't want to do it, fuck off. You know. So.
Yeah. Well, it just seemed like he maybe finally was tired of getting pushed around.
That's possible.
You know, that stuff's not good for people. But let me think.
I guess they made a TV show on this in 2016, not with Jack Black or any of the kids or anything like that. I have never seen it. Didn't even know it existed until I was searching for this on IMDb. So I don't know how long it lasted or anything. Let's see if I can find that out.
Why would anybody make a TV show about this?
Because that's what people do.
I know they either make TV shows or let's make a remake. Even though this one just came out like, 8 years ago. It'll be brand new. It'll be better. It's like, okay, so we don't know who this actor is, and same concept, or they switch it up entirely. Let's have a female teacher.
No, legit. It's like, so the main character's name is still Dewey Finn. Like they didn't change it at all. And it's just different,
God.
but it's different actors and all that stuff. They had fucking 45 episodes, so a couple of seasons probably.
I mean, if they had Charlie
3
Day
seasons.
be the guy, then I could see the show being all right.
Yeah, it's got some guy, Tony Cavallero. I don't know. I don't recognize this guy. Maybe I will if I look at what he's been in. He's probably been in a bunch of shit that was like, made from a movie, TV shows like this thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's. I don't know why they do that stuff. Can't they just come up with like new things?
They want that money. I bet you they made it. They're probably hoping they could get a sequel out of this. Obviously, they wouldn't get Jack Black if they've changed it to this guy. I don't know. Maybe they should. They could have done School of Rock and not had the guy's name Dewey Finnegan. It could have been like, just some other rando guy doing the same bullshit. At least then it wouldn't. We're not supposed to pretend that this weird fucking long-haired hippie dude is supposed to be Jack Black. Where it's like, come on, you're not fucking Jack Black. Go the fuck away.
Yeah. Have a little bit of a different story, not exactly the same kind of fuck up,
Yeah. I mean, they could just continue with like his whole school thing at the end. Like that would have been fine. But like the premise of this thing is the same thing. Misadventures of Dewey Finn, a rocker who poses as a substitute teacher at a prestigious prep school. The same thing. It's not even like this is Dewey after the whole thing and he's got his own little School of Rock thing going on and then just make a sitcom off of that. That's what the show should have been if that's what they're going to do. Don't make it the same thing as the movie was,
Mm-hmm.
They established in the end of this movie that they had a little thing going, for all the kids and stuff to come in and learn how to play some rock music and shit. So
yeah,
and they change it. They do this, and I don't know, whoever the fuck these assholes are just like, well, we got a name, let's make some money off of this.
Yeah.
How hard is it to come up with a new TV show? I mean, that's where I'm still at. Like, I don't understand.
Impossible, apparently.
Why you can't just be like, hey, I've got a new idea for a premise, and then I'm gonna do that. Instead, they're just like,
well, what it is, it's probably not even coming up with another idea. What it is trying to get your new idea approved by the executives, so they'll put it on their show and stuff. They'd probably get tons of new ideas, and they're like, that'll never work. We've never done that before. We can't do that now. And so then we get the same shit over and over again because some fucking guy huffing his own farts can't realize that maybe people want something different.
You know what? I was thinking about this. I wonder how much money and how many bad ideas and just, okay, so like now in movies, TV shows, I bet music is probably pretty close to that. If you're, there seems to be now like a huge hurdle of gatekeepers that you have to get by. Or even more, or they're just like way more risk averse or something. And now they're just like, well, it's like video games, right? Like, oh yeah, I've got this great idea for new IP and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, we're just going to rewrite Skyrim again and sell that.
Well, I think like video games at least has this opportunity now where we have a lot of indie game, companies. Granted, a lot of those indie games come out being the same, but then we get fucking crazy awesome games like No Man's Sky. Even though it came out rocky, that game's an indie game. That game, that was a company. I think they might have gotten some help from Sony later on. But in general, like that's an indie company. For
like 3 people who worked at EA.
Yeah, and then they had problems like right before the thing. Their fucking office flooded and lost a lot of their shit, so they had to redo it like months before it was supposed to come out. It was ridiculous. And I think Netflix did that for a lot of people for a long time, and I think they've started moving closer to what a lot of big name companies do, because a lot of the big companies now have their own streaming services too. So I think they're falling more in line with that. So they're taking less risks on that kind of stuff. We do get some different things, but for the most part, a lot of Netflix's stuff and a lot of Paramount and Amazon, all that stuff. A lot of that stuff looks pretty similar now. They do a similar thing in different shows. It's like it's coming down to the same thing. And I'll bet you a lot of those executives from the TV networks and things are working for those companies now because they had big shows under their belts back in the day, and now they're getting picked up by these streaming services because they're more legitimized, especially with the pandemic and all that stuff. So
well, and the silly part about it is like those guys think they deserve credit for Friends or Seinfeld or something.
And it's the fucking writers, it's the talent. It's like yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I almost wish that Netflix would be like, "Hey, we're gonna have some new TV shows. We're gonna have them make 2 episodes, and then we're gonna let everybody determine which ones, stay."
Well, that would
If
be
you
awesome
watch,
if they did like a sweeps kind of style thing where,
yeah,
and if they did something similar to what like Microsoft or EA does, and goes, okay, so you've got an idea for this thing, you have a good enough like they're at a certain point, make your thing, we'll give you this much money up front, and if it works, we'll pick you up, and they put it on their thing, and then however many people watch it or whatever, on like sweeps month or whatever they call it. And then, then they can find out which ones they pick up and which ones they don't, because that'll be what people have watched. Because they've got
Yeah,
real time
well,
metrics on all that stuff.
yeah.
you can also vote from your TV. You don't have to go online to a website and do this or call a number. Just like you do with the TV shows, you or whatever, you do the thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
Just do it right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to see more of this?
Yeah. Make it a big thing on the front page, like sweeps month or whatever the fuck they call it. I call it sweeps because that's what they call it in television and stuff.
They could call it Pilot Month.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
they could call it, Netflix new shows month, or
yeah.
hey, we got, I mean, that would be much better than some ding dong who probably does sniff his own farts, who's got a degree, who couldn't write a funny joke if you paid him $1 trillion, or you put a gun to his, significant or his or her significant other's head. Like, they're just useless, and all they do is they're like, "Oh no, I know better. No, your crap sucks."
Yep.
And it's like, you guys don't need to be here.
Well, could you imagine the talent that they could pull from this by just letting, these randos that get turned down everywhere, just giving these people a chance and doing something. I know it's easier now to put movies on things like Amazon Prime and stuff, because we've talked about, we've talked about those movies where they're definitely low budget movies, maybe made with $1 million, if that. I mean, what Velocipaster was $35,000, I think, and they were, though they were dumb, they were still, I enjoyed watching them, and a television show doesn't have to have that kind of stuff. You have a couple of episodes. Pilots always have, not always, but a lot of times they have different cast from what comes into the next, to the actual series. So if they get somebody that doesn't work, but the show still works, they can recast that stuff. It always happens. So, but at least then the networks, the Netflix or Amazon or Paramount will know people actually want to watch this thing. Let's make this thing instead of just whatever, like you said, whatever this guy wants to, who doesn't know, who's been doing this thing for fucking 30 years and has greenlit the same bullshit over and over again. And is the guy who probably goes, hey, let's remake this show, or let's make this TV show off of this movie, because fuck yeah, it made a lot of money in the theaters. So,
well, what's my opinion, the most astounding part of this whole thing is, like, those guys get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars,
yeah,
right? And I think, and if I would be willing to bet, if you completely remove them from their job and you just had a web guy make a voting thing, Netflix would make more money.
yeah,
Because then it would be like, well, I tell you what, we're going to take this guy's salary of the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we're going to give it to people who haven't made TV shows before, that have a promising idea, and we'll split it up, and then we'll use that to make the sweeps, right?
yeah,
And then we'll get to have like a contest. Everybody loves like American Idol and stuff. Well, this would be like the American Idol of TV shows. And some of them, after a couple of years, maybe they get a little better. Everybody'd be like, yeah, this is great.
yeah. I mean, at that point, they'd have the money. They'd know people wanted to watch it, so then they could hire professional writers and all this other stuff. Get different directors in, because you can get a different look depending on what it is. So
Yeah.
just get the executives out of the way.
Well, look at how different It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was with Frank there and not.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, and then originally they were going to write it so that Dee was like the straight man who's just getting shit on the whole time. And Caitlin Olsen went in there and was like, look, just write it as if, make it she's got to be funny and fucked up. You can't have her be the only normal person here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this just becomes like that would be a really dark TV show.
Yeah.
To just see some poor lady just getting fucking tormented
by these
guys.
fucking psychopaths.
I mean, like the whole reason the show works is because they're all fucked up.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you imagine the show where instead of D, you've got like, I can't even think of a person like the mom off of Modern Family type of a character. Like then it's just like Dennis is just tormenting her all the time because that's where the writing would go.
Yeah.
You know, and it would be like it would have been over for the first season. Thank God that didn't happen.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Know? So this show, you know, I was when I was watching it, and he was laying there, and the lady's nagging at him and stuff that he needs to pay rent and he owes him money. I kept thinking like he's gonna roll over and then he's gonna be like tenting, you know. But then I was like, oh, this is a kids show, he can't be doing that. But that would have been funny.
Yeah.
And then it was just funny, like watching the kids and just doing their thing. You know?
Well, and like, I think it's kind of been shown a little bit that the shit that they were doing, like those kids were doing stuff that was their interest. They were doing different things. Like, you know, there was the one kid making the website. There was the other kid working the lights and things like that. There are different skills these kids were implementing that they're not learning besides just trying to get through a test or anything like that. They're learning other shit, you know. The one girl's learning how to fucking manage a band, you know. So she's like reading management books and stuff. So it's like, you know, they were learning skills that can be used outside of the thing, some kind of creative shit, you know, instead of just, you know, whatever you're supposed to memorize to pass a standardized test and shit. Yeah. So like real world crap. I mean, yeah, the kids who are learning how to play music, I mean, I assume they all, well, I mean, the fucking drummer kid, he's the only one that I feel like we see in the beginning that doesn't seem to have much skill, but he picks up the fucking drums and can play right away. So dude already knew how to play the fucking drums. Because you know, you can't just pick up the sticks and hit some stuff and it sound all right. You have to know what you're doing. So at least somewhat.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I've tried.
Yeah, so have I.
I'm like, why aren't they applying right away? I don't understand.
It's just hitting stuff.
They really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit's funny. We went to the my brother and I went down to a guitar center in Roseville one time, and he just sat down and decided he was going to try out their electronic drums, and he puts these headphones on and he just starts wailing on it. And I mean, he's hitting these fucking things pretty hard, and the guy came over, he's like, "What are you doing?" And Robert's like, "I'm playing the drums." And the guy goes, "I don't think that's what I'd call that." I'd call that almost destroying the electronic drums. And Robert was like, "Well, don't put them out if you don't want me to break them." I was like, fuck, dude. Oh, that guy was the look on his face. You know, it's like, anyways. So I don't know the whole thought. Well, I mean, my opinions on school is like 9/10 of what they are trying to teach you floats through most people's heads, and then like those kids, they remember the stuff, but I'm not really sure if any of it's actually useful. I mean, even like history stuff, if you look at like how things are right now, and then you look at like historical things and be like, man, there's a lot of similarities with some of this stuff, and nobody knows.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, why the fuck did any of you people go to school? Because you guys, I mean, so I don't know. I think there's a bunch of people that school might be a complete waste on, you know. So, and you know, I mean, why not teach kids how to do stuff like change time? I mean, I know for a fact that there's a ton of people who are my age that can't change a tire.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, almost everybody's going to drive a car. Why not know how to change a tire, how to change a battery, change the oil, that stuff? I mean, that's useful. Like, oh yeah, in 1770 whatever, Ben Franklin boinked his first whore. Well, like nobody needs to know that information. You know, I mean, yeah, it's a cool, tidbit or whatever about his first battle with syphilis, but still, like nobody needs to know that. They're just gonna forget it anyways. So, and then the math stuff. I mean, shit. I mean, I've used math for like business stuff, but like, I don't know. Does anybody actually use math for anything?
I have.
I mean, more than like addition and subtraction. I feel like most people, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying most people just go their whole life and they just do addition and subtraction and multiplication and some division, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why they aren't teaching us more languages. Like, for instance, in the 80s, they should have started teaching all the kids Spanish and German and probably Chinese, some kind of Chinese.
Yeah, and not made it elective, like a mandatory. Like, okay, well, this language is used a lot here in this region, and there you go, or whatever.
Yeah, it was weird because that wasn't mandatory in school, but then you get to college and you have to take at least 2 semesters of some kind of language where you're at the point where it's harder to learn a language. Like, if you don't have that aptitude, because some people just can fucking pick up a language like nothing, even later in their life. But kids pick up languages so much easier when they're young, and you teach them then, because that's when that's when their brains are ready to absorb all that shit. So, yeah. But right now we just go, okay, you just have to learn something in college, and then you're like, well, okay, but I've taken whatever. I've had probably 3 years of Spanish. I can understand a very small amount of it. Can't speak it though. I get enough to ask where the toilet is and what somebody's name is.
Yeah, I remember that one. Now, but then there's the whole thing with like, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I took that stuff in high school and I couldn't remember hardly any Spanish. And then I went to like a fish fry. We had a truck driver who came from Mexico, and then he had a bunch of Mexican friends, and they were over there, and their first language was Spanish. So they're just talking Spanish. And some of the time I could kind of get what they were saying just off of their gestures and stuff. And like,
yeah, the context clues and stuff. Yeah,
I remembered. Yeah. And I'm almost like, why aren't we teaching it? Because like knowing Spanish and like learning Spanish in kindergarten would have been really useful. Learning like Mandarin or whatever the majority of the Chinese speak would be good to know. And then like maybe some Japanese, because then you could hear them talk on the TV. I mean, honestly, I think learning 5 languages would probably be better than about half of the crap they teach you. Because like, I swear to God, like nobody remembers anything.
Yeah.
I mean, at all. Like, I remember when we were in ninth grade, my history teacher wrote, no, it was 10th grade. She wrote on the board who fought in the American Revolution, who were the main combatants. And most of the kids said the French and the Canadians. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? What the fuck? I mean, yeah, the French were in there, and because of them, we won the war. But, what the hell? How the hell did they not know it was between, American pilgrims and then the English?
Yeah.
But they're in 9th grade. How many years did we have to learn that every fucking year endlessly?
It's pretty much every elementary school after kindergarten. I don't remember learning that shit in kindergarten, but that was more ABCs and how to fucking share in kindergarten. So
yeah, kindergarten was like, listen, does your ass stink?
Yeah.
Go back in and wipe your butt. All right. Okay, maybe that was my kindergarten. I wanted to get back out there. I didn't want to have to screw around.
Steve can't have milk. Okay, yeah, we don't want to give him that. And then I would go, fuck you, I'm having chocolate milk, go to hell.
Oh god.
No, I wouldn't. Obviously, I wasn't cussing. But yeah, it's, I mean, yeah, that's
Well,
cool.
that's when I learned how to play quietly by myself when everybody else was doing nap time. It was like, "Aren't you gonna do nap time?" And I said, "I don't nap. I'm not. I can't nap. I'm not sleepy at all."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, everybody else is gonna nap," and I said, "That's nice. I'm gonna play with these blocks in the corner." And then
And Eric's over there
another
bombing
kid-
blocks at kids.
No, me and this other kid would play because he told the teacher, he's like, "I've been just laying here with my eyes closed. Can I just play blocks with Eric?" And I was like, "Yep." So we played blocks together, and that was fun. And then eventually, because we were making noise, we ended up going outside and we'd play on the, you know how they had the little play area. We'd go outside and have like a second recess. And by the end of that recess, I would think I was almost about ready to nap, but then it was time to go home.
That recess, you come back inside. All right, I'm ready for bed. What are you guys doing?
I just had too much energy, you know. They don't like, I mean, that's one of the things in school. Like, they don't give the kids any more recess or any PE. They're all just sitting there like, "Sit still, damn it." And it's like, well, some of the kids need some exercise.
God damn, you had Chris Farley as your teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So that'd be fucking funny. Can you imagine that shit? Just breaking the fucking tables. all
Yeah.
day.
You got the janitors in there like, God damn it. Every fucking day I have to replace this fucking table.
What is this guy doing? What is he doing? And then he comes in. Okay, I see what he's doing. We're not going to stop this. This is too good. So, I got to say, Jack Black, I feel like somebody wrote this because they seen Jack Black or heard his album or something, was like, you know what? We need to write a show for this guy.
Well, Mike White was like with them. He's done a lot of movies with Jack. Yeah. Because he did Orange County also. He was in the he did some Tenacious D stuff back in the day. So they've been like doing stuff for a while.
Is Orange County the one with Colin Hanks?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That's a weird one. It was kind of a weird movie.
Yeah. It was during that time of like those types of college movies too, I feel. Because there was like Road Trip at that time. I'm sure American Pie was around that, but that's kind of a different type of movie.
Saving Silverman. That was a fucking good movie.
That was really good, yeah.
I like that one. Yeah, I don't know. I feel, well, oh, that's Mike White. He's the guy. Okay. The buddy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he was like, oh, wow. He's written a shitload of stuff. Oh, see, Mike White wrote The School of Rock.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. Okay. Hopefully, he at least changed it up a little bit for the other guy. So, I don't know. That's weird. I don't know how people managed to... Oh, he was in Zombieland.
Yeah, he was just like a side zombie, though. He was like just some dude in
Yeah,
a...
well, he's a victim in the bathroom, I think, right at the beginning.
Yeah, when he's pooping.
Yeah.
He's the rule whatever where he's, you know, got he's the me in the bathroom like, fuck, I gotta take a shit now.
I think that's where I remember him from. I'm
Yeah.
like, God, this guy looks familiar, but I couldn't remember where I've seen him before. And it, you know, it was in a, you know, I remember he was like, seemed like some kind of a, like a service person.
I feel like he's been uncredited in some stuff because I swear I've seen him in a lot more things than what he's like his acting thing has done. So
Yeah, he probably has been.
hey, he's in Swingers also.
I don't think I've seen that.
You haven't seen Swingers? It's not bad.
No, I don't think I have. Is that the one with Jon Favreau?
It is. Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau. Yeah.
I definitely haven't seen it. I've been gonna watch it a bunch of times, and then I've just been like, I want to watch something I already have seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's weird. I've always wanted to see a movie with Jack Black as the son and Billy Bob Thornton as the dad. And then have Jack Black have some kind of a, I don't know, like one of those fake diseases they invent for TV and movies where he just can't control himself, you know?
Yeah.
So he just like does rock and roll stuff in the middle of the store, and they just watched Billy Bob Thornton try and deal with this fucking guy. I just thought that would be so fucking funny.
Oh,
I also
man.
thought Johnny Knoxville would work okay as the guy too.
Yeah.
So that
Man.
might be really funny.
They pushed back Jackass Forever till
What?
next year. Yep. Next February
Why?
now. I don't know. COVID stuff, probably. Just saying, some of the stuff I've read is because of the whole BAM thing, but I think they've kind of said no, it's not because of that. It's they didn't think they'd get enough people in the theaters, so they're waiting until February.
What BAM thing? Did he die?
No, they told BAM he couldn't be part of it because they told him he needed to clean his shit up, otherwise he was not going to be in Jackass Forever. And BAM's pissed off, and he's all fucking drugged out and drunk and shit, and they don't want him to just fucking off himself by overdosing or some shit. So they're trying to, he's just not like, when Steve-O had his intervention, he fucking cleaned his shit up and is actually doing really well. Still does stupid shit, but he cleaned himself up. And then BAM is not doing that, and he's just got a lot of, according to them, a lot of people enabling him, a lot of people just kind of saying, yeah, BAM, you're right, those kind of hanger on people that probably are just there for the money.
Crew that's on all of the shows.
Yeah.
That are probably still living with him.
Yeah. Anybody that didn't, go, hey man, you got to clean your shit up and then leave and go do their own thing, kind of thing. So, because it's just he's not doing great. Like, he's put some videos out, and it's rough to watch him like that because he's pretty fucked up.
He was never one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But that's too bad. I don't want to, nobody wants to see that happen.
Yeah.
So, man, drugs.
Yeah. Hell of a drug. Yeah. Drugs are a hell of a drug. That's
It's not good. I gotta say, fucking Steve-O's like a pretty fucking goofy dude. I've heard him on a few podcasts, and I mean, like, he's got a real unique way of looking at things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And hearing him talk about, he's like, yeah, I think he was in clown college or something. And
yep.
He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna blow out. I'm gonna do a fireball with my mouth while I'm jumping off a building into a pool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit! How the fuck are you still alive? Like, he does that shit, doesn't hurt himself. Tom Segura goes to do a layup and breaks his arm and his leg.
Yeah.
And is in the hospital and fucked up probably for life over that.
So there used to be, like, Steve-O used to put those videos out, like BAM and his crew with the CKY stuff. He used to put out these videos, and it progressively got worse and worse because he just progressively got more fucked up. And it got to the point where they did that Steve-O demise or rise and demise thing, where Knoxville and the other guys kind of came and gave him the intervention shit, and then he started cleaning his stuff up, went to rehab, and got it all fixed up and shit. But it was just like by that time, it was so fucking rough watching it. It's like, man, it's like watching my fucking family. Not only because I watched this guy for fucking ever, but literally watching my fucking family. Like, I've seen that happen in real life. So it's just fucking rough. And most of them do not come back and do well. So.
No, I mean, I it's definitely not, easy to get over addiction. And then if you get the habits, like, well, then like the only way for a guy like BAM to fix that would be to shit can everybody that's around him, enable it, even around him in his life.
Yeah.
And then move somewhere else, basically, with people that, and the thing is, like, being by yourself is a fuck up.
Yeah.
So what he would basically need to do is move in with like Knoxville and Steve-O for a couple months, and then get his shit squared away.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of that stuff, like it fucks your reward system up in your brain, basically to the point where it takes like, years for things to kind of get back to normal.
Yeah, and then you got all the detox shit, and you gotta kind of,
Yeah.
you can't even fucking go cold because the fucking withdrawals can kill your ass. So it's ridiculous. So it's sad, but it is what it is. I mean, what are you gonna do? Don't know the guy. I've watched the guy forever, but it's not like anybody, any of us are gonna be able to help the guy. So it's fucking
Well,
rough
maybe I'll
though.
see him in real life and I'll yell, "Quit doing drugs, you fuck up," because that'll fix it.
Yeah. That'll be the one thing you needed. You need that push to fucking fix his shit.
It'd be funny if somebody came over to kick my ass and I kicked their ass and was like, "Jesus." You
Well,
need to
I
stop
mean,
doing drugs too,
a
buddy.
lot of people around him, I would say you probably wouldn't have much of a problem.
Brock Sampson, his whole crew.
Yeah.
And tell him,
Oh.
"You need to clean your shit up, you dumbass. You're supposed to be doing cool stuff like riding a skateboard off a house. Instead, you're in here doping and shitting your pants like an idiot. Knock it off. Why don't you have a real addiction, like playing video games or eating donuts like a real man?"
Oh
Then
man.
he'd be able to function in society at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine having that kind of money and being able to play video games all day?
That
The
would be
amount of
amazing.
shit you could get done.
Be amazing.
Just
Oh, man.
that'd be great. Instead, he's shooting shit up his arm.
Yeah.
Just sitting there drooling. I don't even know what I wonder, does it just like turn your brain off?
I don't know. Probably. Some of them probably do. Some of them probably put it into like hyperdrive. I have no idea. Never taken them.
Well, I'm pretty sure the ones he doesn't seem like a meth guy. He seems more like a heroin guy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's pills and all that shit. I don't know
If
exactly.
he was a meth
Just-
guy, he'd still be able to make videos.
He'd make him better because he could run faster and get hurt worse. Hurt
Steve-O was doing
worse?
coke for
Yeah.
a whole bunch of that stuff, and it's like you could tell things were probably amped up by some of the coke.
Oh yeah.
They're like, "Hey, we're gonna have like I used to Wild Boys is one of my favorite TV shows,
Fucking great.
and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this like little baby alligator bite your ass," and he's like, "Why don't you make it a little bigger than a baby alligator? I'll be fine."
Doing them
Okay.
snooters.
Yeah. And then the shit they got up to. Oh yeah, we're gonna shave your fucking head while you're asleep. God damn.
Do you think
But,
everybody had to sign like a thing where it's like, if somebody does a prank to me, I can't get super pissed off and like sue somebody? Like they probably all had to sign shit like that, right? Just so that's the kind of crap they were able to do without it, like somebody doesn't worry about it.
I think that's kind of the culture, and I don't think that if you're gonna be like, for instance, some of that stuff would have made me real mad, but I wouldn't have hung out with them because I knew that I would have known that was coming.
Yeah, but like there was a point where MTV pretty much funds all their shit now. But back in the day when it was like CKY and then Steve-O's shit by himself, probably not. But I feel like once MTV took over and was doing their thing and Jeff Tremaine came in and all that, I feel like at that point that's when contracts were signed of like, hey, you're probably going to get you might get a tattoo when you don't want one. You might, somebody might fucking spray some fucking hot sauce in your eyeball, whatever. Yeah, MTV's got your medical bills, but you can't get, you can't fight this guy. I don't give a shit, Yeah, like you said, it is that culture, and these people aren't, probably aren't into just up
None
and
of them would be
punching some
upset.
other, kind of
I
thing.
don't think any of them would be upset if they got in a fight.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, it's just a how they behave thing. There's no there's no way any of them, first of all, would have like quit the show over that or something like that, which would be the only thing that actually mattered.
Yeah.
If they got in a fist fight, I don't think, because I mean, I think at some point Johnny Knoxville or somebody got in a fight with somebody else, from some prank, but they got over it.
Yeah.
Like, there's enough of them. They've been friends for so long. They were like, "Hey, knock it off," and then they made up. But the thing is, like, that's you just don't hang out. They would have never been like you. Okay, I would have never been around them long, like ever.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I don't want to be asleep and have somebody, rub their balls on my face or something. That make me real mad.
Or jizz in your sun lotion and you put it on your face for 4 or 5 months.
I would be so fucking mad about any of that. It's like, no. So you just don't do that. Like, that's the thing. If you see, like, here's a good general piece of life advice. If you watch a group of your buddies doing something to one of your other buddies, they're gonna do that to you.
Yeah.
So if you don't want them to do that to you, don't be friends with them. Because if it's good for that buddy, it's fine for you too. So that's the thing. But if you're cool with doing that stuff, then have a good time and film it so we can have another Jackass crew.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are just like, I don't give a shit.
We don't condone any stunts or whatever you fucking do as a Jackass. And don't sue us, all right? We ain't got no money anyway, so what the fuck's the matter?
We're not telling them to do it.
You just told them to do it.
No, I said if they are like it, then maybe we could. I said maybe, first of all, maybe we could have
allegedly
a crew. And you know what? I never said to do stunts. I'm not in the control of them. You know what? Here, I tell you what. Get straight A's and go to college.
Don't fucking listen to you there, man.
Maniac. Yeah.
Hey,
or
do your own thing,
here's
guys.
a better idea. Learn how to weld and make more money and be able to tell fart jokes. Okay? That's the better choice.
Do your own thing, guys. Do what you want to do.
$60 an hour and then fart in a tube and make the other welder smell it, and you can laugh about it because that's fucking funny. Okay?
Oh man.
Just don't do it to your boss because he might fire you. I wonder if you could do one of those blowtorch farts. Are those real? Does that actually work?
You're talking about like light your fart on fire and like it comes out?
Like Dumb and Dumber style. Like, does that actually work?
I think you get a little bit of it probably depends on like the fucking makeup of the fart too. If you're not getting enough methane in that, it probably won't do much, right? I don't know. I've never tried it.
Probably the only flammable bit that comes out.
Yeah.
So.
Never tried it. I don't want to burn my ass hair, right? Nobody wants to smell that.
Yeah. That's no shit.
It might be. I don't know.
It's like the burning methane. That's how you make Febreze.
Yeah. God damn it.
And the Febreze from the methane ends up like covering up the hair smell.
Oh.
Anyway, so like the kid movie, I wasn't really. I'm not 100% sure where to go with the kid movie. I don't know. I thought I was pretty surprised. It looked to me like most of the kids were actually playing their instrument.
I think everybody that was playing actually plays. Like I want to say,
yeah.
Like because they brought these kids back now that they're older, and then whatever ones that are back, that did come back, they all still have the ability to play. Like the guitarist kid is like he's able to, he's in a band or some shit like that. I think the bassist is. I don't know about the drummer kid. I don't know. His picture kind of looks like he's a fucking in some kind of band or something like that. So who knows? But I know they brought the kids back for like some kind of reunion later on, and the ones that came back can definitely play. So.
Oh yeah, I gotta say the most ridiculous part of this was the whole like ticket thing. Oh yeah, we'll just get tickets. No. First of all, everybody knows what a Karen is now. Those people, every one of them to a T, are all Karens.
They would add the cops with them anyways. So come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
They would have arrested him for impersonating the guy.
Yeah.
That is identity theft, and that's not a joke. Millions of people are affected by that a year, Jim.
Well, I don't even see the kids wanting to get on the bus and get him at his apartment. Like, if it was real, obviously, you know, like, oh, he lied to us. What a scumbag! Like, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know. The kids are actually generally pretty forgiving, especially if somebody, because like the only thing he lied about to him was, you know, the project, like the purpose of it, but
yeah,
also his name, and everything else he was honest about.
yeah, it wasn't like he was he just got arrested for murder or something, and he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's true.
You know, he's just one of those goofball type of guys that's like, you know, not really doing the right thing. I mean, the shitty part is like, I wonder how many of those kids that can play, that do stuff, never actually get, you know, are able to do anything like that. You know, and their
Oh, like in
parents
real
are
life?
like,
Yeah. Like
well, I
these
mean,
kids were like basically told, "Hey, stop fucking playing rock music. What are you doing?" Those kinds of kids who are basically
oh yeah,
can do stuff, and then their parents just tell them, "No, you're going to do this thing, not that thing, because I don't like that thing." So yeah, I'm sure
yeah. It's
tons.
like you can be a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's it. But I don't want to do that stuff. Well, I don't give a shit. Okay. So I don't know. I kind of wonder if we wouldn't be better off some of the time if you could kind of like. I wish that, you know, back in like sixth and seventh grade you could go, you know, be around stuff to see how it is. Because like one of my biggest issues with the whole idea of college in seventh grade was like, I don't know what any of this stuff is.
Yeah.
Like, oh yes, being a chemist sounds cool, right? You get to make stuff to blow things up. That's what everybody thinks of as a chemist. No, you're sitting there writing down equations and doing like fucking, you know, all kinds of stupid little experiments, and you never do anything. Most of them don't ever do anything
Yeah.
like substantial, but they're definitely an important part of society, right? You know, so like I wonder how many of them wish that, like, man, I wish I could have seen what this was like in fucking seventh grade, because I guarantee you that there's like some kids who that would they would have been way better off doing that, because that's, you know, like my brother for instance, he likes stuff where I'm like, I don't have a clue how in the fuck you could ever find this enjoyable at all, you know, but
Yeah.
he likes it. So, you know, like for me, sometimes I think I ended up in a pretty good profession because I don't have to deal with people that, you know, can fire me a lot.
Yeah.
And the ones I do deal with generally have a thick skin, so that works out good, you know? Whereas if I'm in an office and somebody starts having shit to say and then I start having things back to say to them, or I discover somebody's been doing stuff, you know, to try and get me behind my back, and then I start doing like Dennis Reynolds stuff. That's not going to be good for anybody.
Eric is automatically to the nuclear option when he when something happens. All right, you're gonna do that escalation, bitch.
Yeah, it's good. It's like, all right, this was a 1. I'm going to go to 11. Oh, did you hear that? Andre's house burned down. Yeah, well, Andre shouldn't be talking behind people's back.
God damn it.
That's exactly right.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, Susie died of drinking. Yeah, that's right, she did.
Oh fuck. All right, what rating did you guys give this?
I gave this movie 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I think I give it 3.5 stars too.
I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars.
Ricky gives it 1 star.
He would give it 1 star. There's no boobs in this movie. Joan Cusack did not take her top off. He's like, fuck this movie, I'm out.
Yeah.
Next week's movie is Eric's choice. What are you gonna choose for us?
Well, if we haven't done the movie, I would like to choose The Animal, because other than the 2 Norm Macdonald movies we already did, it's one of the only movies that he's in.
He's in The
And-
Animal?
Yeah, he's part of the mob.
You know, I was thinking the same thing of like, we should do a movie with Norm Macdonald in it. And I'm like, Norm Macdonald didn't do a whole lot of movies. What the hell? And we've
No.
already done Like we did.
And, Dirty Work.
Yeah.
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 I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't mind watching Screwed again, but we've already done that one.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It's a
that
good one.
movie, that's a great fucking movie.
Yes, it is.
No, I don't know how in the fuck he wasn't in more stuff. You know what it was? That guy didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, all the other guys are like, hold on, I've got to wash this guy's balls to get this role. And Norm Macdonald's like, fuck you. I'm not doing that.
Did you watch he did the roast for Bob Saget, and from what I read, I guess he was told he needed to clean up his thing, and so he took this fucking book that he got from his dad, like of old jokes, and just read them. Like he just like took them and like they were super fucking stupid. It wasn't like a little kid joke book, but it was like very dry. And he just read them, and I don't know, they were so fucking dumb, but cracking everybody up and stuff like that. And he's like reading off of this card. He's like, it says right here on this card, and just reads off the fucking thing, and it was fucking hilarious. Just because he was just so deadpan, kind of dry with his stuff, and just pulled it off every fucking time. It was fucking great.
Yeah, so. I was kind of hoping he would have been on more of Joe Rogan's podcasts.
Yeah,
but according to Joe, he was kind of hard to wrangle down.
Yeah,
Joe was like, he's so impulsive. So he's talking. He went on this flight with Norm, or somebody did. Somebody told the story. Anyways, they're on a flight with Norm Macdonald. He's talking about smoking this whole flight. He's like, I quit smoking at the beginning of the flight. And as they're getting back on the fucking when they land, Norm walks right over to the spot and buys a pack, some smokes. And he's like, what are you going to do? Not smoke? It's like, I'm smoking again. It's like, holy shit. This guy, he doesn't give a fuck,
Yeah.
My dad was like that. There's people around like that. Like, I don't give a shit what I'm supposed to do. I'm just going to do what I want to do. They don't last that long. But, maybe they have a good time. Maybe it's worth it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's hard to say, But how old was he?
61, I think, something like that.
Yeah, 61.
A rich motherfucker didn't make it as long as my poor ass dad.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. Man, cancer's a real dickhole.
He's one of the few guys that like didn't want it to be out either. He just, he had it. I don't think very many people knew he had cancer, and then just, went. So pretty rough.
I got a feeling like only really close family knew.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. So.
Yeah, because I got a real feeling like other people would have been talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, why fucking make it into some big thing? Just fucking do it. I mean, I guess it depends on who you are. It's up to you, but why make it a big thing? I guess nowadays when we expect everybody to make every single thing they do in their life a video on some kind of network or some shit, when somebody has to film themselves giving a fucking homeless guy money because they want that fucking clout on the internet instead of just doing the right thing and giving somebody some money or some food that they, might need or some shit.
Oh, I thought you were going to say sending the guy to a drug help clinic instead, but I guess give him money from the internet.
Well, what I'm saying is just like,
I know what you're saying. I thought you were going to turn that into a joke.
Where they have to videotape it and show
yeah,
how good I am. Oh, I hate it. I hate those.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I've done good things before, but I don't talk about them. It's just like, whatever.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, if you're doing it and you're filming it, you're not doing a good thing anymore. No. It may have a good result, like somebody's getting something out of it, but you're not doing it for the right reason. You're not doing a good thing, really. So, but that's a whole other topic that we're talking about. That's the fucking internet for you, I guess.
I kind of
bunch
want
of
to start
bullshit.
Filming myself doing good things now. But really amp up the snideness. Like,
God
You
damn
know,
it, Eric.
Make it so it's so fucking obnoxious that it becomes a parody, even though I'm doing a nice thing. Like, you know, man, that would be really funny. Be like, man, you fucking stink, homeless
Oh,
guy.
like, are we recording?
Yeah.
And go. Oh, can you fall down one more time? I need to get that.
Just shove the guy on the ground. Oh, looks like you took a tumble. Here, I'm gonna give you some money.
You're gonna make the video where you like hand the guy. Oh, you're not filming. Hold on, just take the money back from the guy. All right,
Yeah.
you're filming now. All right, here you go.
Yeah. Just I don't know. Just be really snide about it.
Yeah.
Man, can you go take a bath and come back? God, you fucking stink.
God damn it.
You know? Why don't you go home and take a shower? And the guy's like, I'm fucking homeless. That's no excuse. Go down to the river.
Oh man.
If you want, I can pay these other guys to piss on you and you can take a piss shower, you stinky fuck. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Heroic Adventure Productions, twitch.tv/TurkadorPlays, and youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions. Follow us on Twitter @HEP Gaming. Follow me on Twitter @Turkador. Follow Eric.
On Twitter @Quick and Severe.
All of your bad emails and tweets can all go to @Quick and Severe. Just make sure you send those all to @Quick and Severe.
Saying a joke?
Well, I mean,
Actually, yeah. Send me stuff and I can say that stuff to people when I'm giving them money.
You can follow Kelly on.
I'm on TikTok @mama.muffins and Instagram @muffins08.
You can follow Jason on Twitter @Unbelievable1 and Ricky on Immigrant Lucy92. You can also email us at Steve, Eric, Kelly, Jason, and Ricky @hapgaming.com. You can find all the stuff I've been saying in the description on youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions and twitch.tv/TurkadorPlays. That's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. Join us next week as we talk about the animal. And join us Tuesday, Wednesday as we play some video games. Thanks for watching, everybody. Talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.